Good morning, Year 3 and 4, and welcome to your Learning Journey lesson for Wednesday, the 24th of February. And this is the AM lesson. So this morning we are going to focus on spreading hope and examples that are already out there that we can unpick today and create some flowcharts and some little diagrams to explain who or what they are and what they did and how this has spread hope across the world and to different communities. And then this afternoon your only task is to draw your picture. There's no painting involved and I don't want anyone to paint until Friday's lesson. So let's get started. Let's have a little bit of a recap and a think about our outcome. So on Monday we unpicked the question of how can I spread hope in my community. Now the main word that I want to focus on just for now is the word spread. We had a look at that, meaning that it was to different places, broadening our reach with our message, getting the message out. So let's focus on that little section here, getting the message out. So from this, what's our outcome? When you want to spread hope to someone, what is a small piece that you could send them? Pause the video now and have a think about a small piece that goes in the post that you can send somebody. Now it's not a letter, it's smaller than that. When you want to write some good news and spread hope using that good news, what could you send somebody? Have a think, pause the video and have a think now. I'm going to reveal the answer now. I wonder whether you got it right. So a small piece that you can send in the post, smaller than a letter. I wonder, have you got it right? A postcard. So on Friday we will focus in on our community and the section of the community or the people in the community that you want to send a postcard to spread hope. But first let's unpick things that can make us hopeful or bring hope. So how do these pictures inspire hope? We've got 4 pictures here. Remember, hope is about wanting something to happen, or it's a feeling of expectation or desire for something particular to happen. So let's look at the first one. We've got a baby chick being born. How does that inspire hope? Pause the video and have a think about what does that make you hopeful for? So some of you may have said it inspires you to think of new life. So it makes you hopeful for new life and new things to be growing. Let's look at the next picture. We've got a sunrise and the sunshine. What does that make you hopeful for? Pause the video now and have a think. So some people may say that the sunrise and the sunshine makes you hopeful for a new day and a new start. Okay, 2 ideas there. Now let's look at the next picture. What does this make you hopeful for or make you hope? How does this inspire hope? Pause the video now. Now the last 2, I'm going to leave you to have a think about how these inspire hope. So how do budding flowers and blooming flowers inspire hope? Maybe similar to one of these. And how does a baby lamb inspire hope? Pause the video and have a think about these 2. So now we're going to move on to examples from around the world and from close to us that actually have inspired hope, and we're going to look at why. And then your task today is to unpick these people and these things and give an example of why they've spread hope or what they make you hopeful for. So let's have a look at the start then. So here are people and things that have inspired hope. So there will be some things that are really familiar to you. We've got the window rainbow. Now during the first lockdown I know some rainbows were made for the NHS, but these were the window rainbows. Now, back where I used to live, these rainbows were created by children and by adults so that when you went for your one daily bit of exercise, you could count how many rainbows you could see, so that then you were a bit hopeful that there were still people out there and your friends were safe. So it was a really nice way of spreading hope. Then we've got Sir Captain Tom Moore over here. Now some of you may recognise him, some of you may not. This was the wonderful gentleman that raised so much money for the NHS by doing 100 laps of his garden. He was a very old elderly gentleman, so he's done a fantastic job. Unfortunately, he did pass away recently, but we are going to have a look at him today, and I think it's a really lovely thing to focus on the hope that he's spread. Then also the Queen's Christmas speech. She does a Christmas speech every year, and this year she especially focused on hope and some examples of hope, not only throughout the world but also throughout time. So she made us think about, actually, oh no, there have been things that have given hope in the hardest times that have already passed. So there are some new flowers down here and some sunshine, and then also one that's really important to us now, something that's given me a lot of hope actually, was the roadmap out of lockdown. When the announcement happened, Boris Johnson also talked about his plans for things reopening, and I know it may have given you lots of hope. I know talking to some of the adults in school, it's given them lots of hope. So that's something you could do a bit more research on with your grown-ups, to have a look about how that's inspiring hope. So as you can see, I've not only just picked things that give hope, I've also explained how they give hope. And that's what you're going to do today. So let's have a look at how I've done it and then how you can do it. So I've got a picture, I've got a caption to say what it is, a window rainbow, and how it inspired hope. It made children and grown-ups helpful that their friends would see them again soon and that they weren't alone. So that's a really nice way of inspiring hope. It made them hopeful for seeing friends again and hopeful that they weren't by themselves. And then the Queen's Christmas speech. So how did this inspire hope? She reminded us of passages in the Bible that reminded us to have hope, and people throughout history that have given us hope at the hardest times. So that's why her Christmas speech was so hopeful. It reminded us of passages in the Bible and people throughout history that have given us hope at the hardest times. Sir Captain Tom Moore. His actions gave the NHS hope to continue and get the funding they needed. So you can see how I've unpicked how these little things, the little actions that people have had, have inspired hope. So here is your page layout for today. Wednesday the 24th of February, how can I spread hope in my community, and people and things that have spread hope. Do not copy down this bubble. This is just a challenge bubble to stretch some of the children that need stretching, and if you want a challenge you can have a go at this one. You need your linking thinking column down the right hand side, where is my learning, and how confident am I. Okay, so pause the video now, get this set up. Again, leave the bubble alone, you don't need this one, and then come and join me in a minute when you're ready. Okay, so if you're joining me now, you've got your page set up and you're ready to go. So on your page today, it's up to you how you lay it out, but there are a couple of steps. The first thing is to name the object or person or thing, okay? Number 2 is to say what they or it did. Number 3, how it or they spread hope. Okay, so that's what you're working towards. So I'll leave that on the screen there. You don't need to copy this down. This is just a reminder for you for the steps that you need to take. So I'm going to put a little box around that. So I'm going to demonstrate now with some of the information that I've already shown you. So this slide here is what you can focus on today. Now, some of you may struggle with the Queen's Speech and Sir Captain Tom Moore and talking about how they inspire hope. Don't worry, because you can go back to these pictures here. So if you're wanting to look at a baby chick inspiring hope for a new life and sunshine inspiring hope for a new day and a new start, then pause the video now, make a note of these, and then put those onto your page. But I know most of you will be focusing on these pictures here. So I'm going to take the example of the window rainbow. Okay, so I'm going to copy the picture. Obviously you can draw pictures, or if you've got a printer at home you can print pictures out. So you can lay it out however you want to. So I'm going to start the window rainbow up here. So number 1, name the object or person. The name of the object for me, first time, is window rainbow. So a window rainbow. And I quite like to underline things, so I'm going to go for a nice green colour, because again you can present yours however you want to. And I'm going to create a little bit of a flow diagram. Children in my class would have studied that with me already. And then that's where I'm going to put my picture, because it helps me say what they did. So then I'm going to give a bit of a description. Children created rainbows for their friends and others to count on their walk. So that is number 2, saying what they or it did. Okay. That's my next one. I might put a nice funky box around it too, making it really nice and decorative. I'm going to go for the same green. Obviously you can do more decorations with colouring pens and pencils, but that's fine. And then number 3, how did it spread hope? So I'm going to go back to that page. I'm going to do my little flow diagram down here. Let's go back to that page. How did it inspire hope? It made children and grown-ups helpful that their friends would see them again soon and that they weren't alone. So I'm going to put that down here as my number 3 part. There we go. So there's an example for you. So 1, 2 and 3, a window rainbow, saying what or it did and how it spread hope. Okay, so I'm going to put this screen back on now with all of the pictures, and I want you to pause it and have a go at laying it out like this. Okay, so ready? Here's the information. Pause the video now and have a go at laying this out in your own way. And here's a reminder of the layout, the 1, 2 and 3. You can go back and forwards in the video, okay, so that you can see both. You can see the layout, then you can see the pictures. So for those of you that fancy a challenge, stretch yourself by researching another one. You might know of somebody called Greta Tumburg. Now Greta Tumburg was a young lady who inspired hope for future generations that the world would be saved, and she's trying to make a movement to help save the planet. So you could research Greta Tumburg, or if there's something else that you know that has spread hope in your community or in the wider world, you could add that yourself. That's only if you fancy a challenge. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to talk about our linking thinking column. So only move on to the next bit of the video once you've done at least 3 of these, okay? The minimum is 3 of these. So you could choose 2 off here, maybe 1 off there. It's up to you. So there's the first pictures. Here's the second set of pictures. Here's your layout. Now I'm moving on to linking thinking. So where is my learning and how confident am I? Now before I put myself at 1 because I didn't really know who or how to spread hope. But now I'm going to put myself at a 2. And I'm going to use this sentence to help me. I'm at 2 because I know my outcome and have started to research how hope has been spread. Okay, there we go. So a nice simple sentence saying where you're at and why. I'm at 2 because I now know my outcome and have started to research how hope has been spread. Okay, so I want you to have a look at where you've moved to, because you will have moved today, moved up 1, because we've had a look at how hope has been spread before. And then there's a reflection for you to do at the bottom half of your linking thinking column. So it's a reflective question. How can we spread hope and how does it help? So remember to think about your idea of how it helps and be a healthy thinker. So this is recapping everything that we've looked at today. How can we spread hope and how does it help? So look at the different ways that people have spread hope. So Tom Moore did it by doing an action. Some people here have created artwork. The Queen did it through a speech. So already you've got 3 different ways that hope was spread. So the question is, how can we spread hope and how does it help? So I'll give you a sentence starter, but then because it's your own idea and we're being healthy thinkers, I want you to think of your own answers. We can spread hope by, and then all your words there, we can spread hope by and it helps because, then go back to the impact of those people spreading hope. How did it help? What did it do? Okay, so that's your last reflection. So how can we spread hope and how does it help? We can spread hope by and it helps because So be a healthy thinker and have a think through your work today. Okay, so that's your linking thinking column. There we go. And join me this afternoon for a bit of art. Thank you so much for watching this a little extra long video today. And I hope you enjoy and I hope it's made sense. And I cannot wait to see your fantastic pages. Some of you are so creative and I know your learning journey is just going to look absolutely fantastic. Have a great day.